I've recently been on a streak of sharing good news with all of you, positive, silly, or wholesome things. But just like my wrist when I was 15 playing in a wiffle ball game, it's time to break it. I have to share this story here. The streak is coming to an end. How many of you know the name Christopher Schultz? I imagine not that many of you, unless maybe you see him in the comments section on Pornhub or something. He is a deplorable degenerate, worst dad of the year. Earlier this year, he killed his 2-year-old daughter by leaving her in a hot car. 109 degrees. She was left in the car for 3 hours so he could go inside and do some online shopping and watch porn. And also played some video games, no doubt bottom fragging in whatever game he was playing, and for 3 hours, he left his daughter in the car to die.
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my video.
Not at all. I know that. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay?
Not the most convincing performance with these crocodile tears he tried to squeak out. His eyes couldn't really get moisturized at all there. So probably not the strongest performer in his high school thespian troupe, but he does look like the kind of guy who still talks about the high school glory days of being an offensive lineman in the state championship. This guy has a history of being a fucking mess and putting his kids in danger.
My whole family, my whole family's gonna be ruined.
We'll be
I'm gonna take a
alright.
shower.
So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you
You can
know.
stay in the room if you want, but I'm gonna talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finished up, the sooner you can be with your wife. Alright?
I'm trying
need
to
stand
rinse
by
off
with you.
so I can go to the
I know,
hospital
but
to be with my wife.
we're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by.
He got over the death of his daughter very fast. Now he's focused on practicing good hygiene, probably for the first time in his life, because this dude is a complete fucking rotten slob. He has a history of being a drunk and also driving while intoxicated, allegedly. It's unknown if he was intoxicated during this moment here. There's no conclusive evidence of it, but just giving it the old eyeball test here, it seems like he is. Like, I'm sniffing it, and it smells like this guy's fucking hammered. Like, the way he can barely keep his eyes open, the way that he's kind of, like, unsteady on his feet, he kind of wobbles a little bit like Oswald Cobblepot. He, to me, seems intoxicated. But, of course, I'm not an expert. I didn't come over there and fucking breathalyze him or anything. I'm just telling you what my little peepers are looking at here with the evidence, and that's my impression. He actually looks like a caricature of an alcoholic you'd find in a cartoon. Like he'd be a regular at the Family Guy's Drunken Clam.
I don't understand why.
Okay, that's you. We just need to stand by
And I'm
with you.
standing by. Why can't I take
I
a
know.
shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
Now, this happened earlier this year, and his charges have been upgraded to first-degree murder. And the reason for that is, he claimed that he left his daughter in the car because she was sleeping and he didn't want to wake her. But it turns out he has a history of irresponsible and dangerous behavior towards his children, including previously leaving them in cars. And in this case, he said he left the car running, but that he also knew that the car had a safety feature that would turn off the engine after 30 minutes. He said he knew from previous experience. He also tried to claim that he got home at 2 p.m. in order to make it seem like it wasn't that long with her trapped inside of the vehicle. But surveillance camera footage confirms he got home at 12:53 p.m., so the girl was in the car for 3 hours. It wasn't until his wife got home at 4 p.m. that her unconscious body was recovered. So his weaselly, slimy little story doesn't work, and he openly admits that he knew the car would turn off. Now, they're trying to claim that he forgot the child's in the car, saying, like, this kind of thing happens, people just forget their kid in the car. And I guess that is true, because for as long as I can remember, probably for as long as cars have existed, there have been hundreds and thousands of reports of kids and pets dying in hot vehicles because the people were too stupid to recognize that you shouldn't do that, that that's a bad thing. So yeah, I know that is correct. People do forget their kid in the car sometimes, but that's not a good excuse. That's for the most dangerously moronic of society, and I don't think that that somehow should, be okay. Like, they made a boo-boo, what a mistake, a whoops-a-daisy moment. We can't throw them in jail for that. Yes, you should. That is too stupid to be allowed in society. You are a danger to the people around you for being such a fucking idiot. Like, I think that is not a good defense at all. Even if that is the case. I don't know if he planned to kill his daughter here. There's no way I'd be able to tell. But regardless, his irresponsible, dangerous actions led to her death. That is an irrefutable fact. And he needs to face the harshest possible consequences for that. And there's a lot of messages that confirm that this guy is just a complete fucking menace. You haven't shown me you can stop putting the girls in danger or not treat me badly. Even yesterday, you drove home drunk with 2 minors. I've been asking for 3 years to cut back and it's actually gotten worse. You replaced cocaine with alcohol. He repeatedly put their children in danger over and over again. Also, apparently shoplifted beer 2 or 3 cans at a time. So this guy was just fucking boofing beer cans on his way out, just putting them in his prison wallet and shuffling away, I suppose. And there was also numerous incidents where children were wandering around the neighborhood unsupervised without Schultz knowing they were out of the house. On the day of the child's death, the police gave a timeline. The 2-year-old had been in the car for more than an hour and 10 minutes when Schultz began browsing the internet. A computer search shows over half an hour. He visited a shopping site, then spent 5 minutes watching pornography videos. No one removed the child and tried to save her until her mother came home at around 4:15 p.m. About 3.5 hours after police say surveillance cameras saw Christopher Schultz park the car and walk away. Also, according to his other 2 children, he had got distracted putting food away and playing video games. So that's like the whole timeline here. This disgusting Cro-Magnon made the inexplicable decision to leave his daughter in the car because she was sleeping and didn't want to wake her for whatever reason. Claimed he left the car running, even while knowing that the car would shut off in 30 minutes. Goes inside to do a little shopping, probably picking up a few nipple clamps for himself off Amazon, and then watches 5 minutes of porn, so he must have seen one boobie and busted, and then spent the rest of the time putting food away and playing video games. All the while, his daughter was dying in that car. What a piece of shit. And again, this isn't like a freak accident from this guy. He has a history of this kind of dangerous behavior with his children. And here's another text message to confirm it. On the day the child died, the mother on the way to the hospital with daughter texts him and says, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?" He replied, "Babe, I'm sorry." So he has done this a lot. It's been confirmed by many others that Christopher Schultz left his kids in the car pretty frequently. I'm also going to throw this in here because I found it kind of sad when reading about this. Schultz's wife spoke during his appearance in court where he's pleading not guilty to the charges, and she spoke saying that she wants him back home with their other children to begin the grieving process. She also said he is not a risk to the community. He's a risk to everyone. There is repeated behavior that endangered your children, and it led to the 2-year-old daughter dying. And it was pretty obvious from the body cam footage that there wouldn't be any grieving on the behalf of Christopher Schultz. It doesn't really seem like he cared all that much. How could someone who actually cared about his children constantly drunk drive with them or leave them in hot cars so much that you have told him tons of times to stop doing that? That is not the actions of someone who cares. That is the actions of an evil piece of shit. And it seems like she's going to be sticking by his side, which I just do find sad. I'm not like blaming her or anything, because I understand when you've been with someone for so long, it's very hard to come to terms with something like this happening. But she mentioned how he treats her badly and constantly goes against her advice of keeping the children safe. He did the most irresponsible and dangerous shit with his kids frequently. This is not someone that should ever see the light of day again. Schultz also has a 16-year-old from a previous relationship who spoke out about this, saying that Schultz would leave her alone inside of the car sometimes for hours since she was as young as 7. It makes plenty of sense. Actually, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Once I had to go sit out in the car for 4 to 5 hours and continuously had to restart the car and had only eaten once that day. Like, this is someone who has no regard for human life outside of his own. He, from what I can tell, and this is me just on the outside looking in, it seems like this guy really viewed children as a burden or a nuisance, so any opportunity he had to, like, distance himself from them, he would take. And that would be leaving them in the car so he could go inside and watch porn and play games. without having children around to bother him or something. That's the impression I get from this. There is no other explanation for this reckless behavior and this endangering of his children. She described that period as a nightmare, saying that it changed her as a person and she'll never be the same as she was before she moved into that house, and that it got so bad in 2021 she tried to take her own life because she didn't want to live with her father. Child Protective Services got involved and Schultz lost custody of her. This man has a complete disregard for the well-being of his children. This is not the case of a good man making one mistake. This is the case of a bad man making tons and tons of mistakes until it costs someone their life. I truly don't believe that this is some kind of forgivable accident, that it just slipped his mind his daughter was still in the car after it had turned off. This is someone that should face the maximum possible sentence here. I don't know if they'll actually get first-degree murder charges to stick on him here. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I'm sure there will be some charges that will stick in this case, and I hope that it carries a huge, huge prison sentence. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So yeah. Have you ever been bullied? I'm assuming all of you said yes to that, because pretty much everyone in the world at some point in their lives has been made fun of for something. But if you're someone who said no, you're most likely a liar. Or the coolest person on the planet, you're very fortunate. God bless you, I suppose. But it's time you start getting bullied, so I'll go ahead and be your first experience with it. Fuck you, stupid face. Now we're all on an even playing field. So I'm sure, like I said, all of us have experienced, in one way or another, being made fun of by our peers. But I think what very few of us have experienced is being bullied by the person who gave us life.
I am so pissy today. Just downright motherfuckers today.
This lady who kicks off this rant with a Chewbacca screech is an OnlyFans model who has a child. And she's about to go on this big spiel about how her child being sick at school has cock-blocked her. And she just starts insulting her own flesh and blood. Admittedly, I'm also a bit confused on what she even means when she says she's downright motherfuckers today. Am I out of touch, or is she the problem? I don't get what that means. It seems like she's just desperately trying to be, like, quirky.
I had to come up here. I had to come up here at fucking 11 o'clock in the afternoon. That's prime time. That's prime time. If you know what I mean.
She goes non-verbal there for a moment and starts spamming Fortnite emotes, but don't worry, I'm picking up what she's putting down here. So she's complaining that she's now had to go all the way out here at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, which immediately is news to me. I didn't know 11 o'clock made it to the afternoon. Feels like it probably shouldn't meet that criteria, but who am I to question such an intellectual? But she's upset because apparently 11 o'clock is prime time coitus. Which again, very enlightening information for me. My third eye is being forced open here to the truth. 11 o'clock feels like it'd be one of the most inconvenient times to schedule your fucking bedroom ham sandwich appointments. It feels like that's right in like the middle of the workday for a lot of normal people. It's also just generally early for such debauchery. But who am I to be questioning this? She's upset because it's now intruded upon her having sex. And now she's inconvenienced and she's irate.
But listen, so that's partly why I'm cranky, but I'm cranky because my child is 10. I had to come up to the school and I had to pick him up. Why? Why did I have to fucking pick this kid up? I had to pick this kid up because he's a man, okay? He's a little man and he's got a weak-ass stomach like fucking most men do.
She gets so heated that her eyes start going cross during this. He's not a little man. He's a little kid. He's 10 years old. He's a boy. And he was puking. It makes sense that the school would call the mother to come pick up the kid because he puked a few times. Can you imagine being the kid and seeing your mom just flaming you online in a viral rant? Like, that's gotta be downright diabolical to experience. Especially if, like, his classmates see it. That'll just be infinite ammunition to use against him anytime they want to make him feel bad. Just bring up that his mom insults him publicly online. It also feels so weird hearing his actual mother refer to him as this kid. That's like something you used to say on Xbox Live during some Call of Duty shit talking. Oh, this kid's just fucking camping, noob-tube one-man army, coward. Like, I don't know why she, like, harbors such disdain for him here over something he can't control. Puking.
So somebody busted ass in the library. He threw up not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times in the library. Literally the nurse calls and she's like, you're gonna have to come pick up your son because he just vomited 3 times in the library, like exorcist style, all over the place. Why? He's not even sick. Some kid farted next to him and he said that it made his stomach feel bad.
She tries to channel her inner Jim Carrey here for the comedy of the video. And I'm not entirely sure if this is real or not, this story she's telling, or if she's just trying to put on some kind of performance. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you try and dilute cringe, it's still cringe. The result will be the same here. She does have a child, and you are using him as the punchline of your joke, assuming this is all just a made-up story. And if anyone in his schools, from his class, sees this, they will undoubtedly make fun of him for it, because you are making fun of him. I remember when I was growing up, I used to get made fun of for being short, or actually there was a period in 4th grade where there was one guy in particular who used to make fun of me for having really red lips, so he called me Lipstick Boy. He was the only one that made fun of me in that manner, but for some reason that really struck a chord and it made me feel terrible. I couldn't imagine then going home and like hopping on TikTok and seeing my mom be like, my son just fucking puked 3 times because someone let out a stinky fart. What a weak boy. What a weak little man. And it makes me upset because I was about to fuck. I was about to have some naughty sex. And now I've got my stupid son who needs to get picked up from school. What a waste of time and what a waste of space that kid is. It's like, Jesus, that would hurt on such an unbelievably profound level. It would actually hurt more if this is a fake story. Like, Mom, why are you lying about me just to dunk on me for internet points? Like, Jesus, why are you treating me like a punching bag? And, of course, I'd go into school the next day, afraid, looking over my own shoulder, like, every step of the way down the hallway, wondering who's going to insult me if they happen to see my mom's viral video.
So I have to interrupt my day because some kid's got a rank asshole? That's a new kind of skip block. What? That's some bullshit. And I was like, does he have to pick it up? Like, can it be like an hour? Can we like work something out? And he was like, he needs to be picked up immediately because he threw up.
I really don't get why she tries to censor herself. So instead of saying cock block, she just puts up the C and then like, I don't know, stop sign. I actually don't really know what that was. A fucking force push at the camera. But like she does like mouth the words cock block, and I don't know why she doesn't just say it with her whole chest. She says bullshit, she says fuck. Like, it's not as though she's censoring bad words or anything. So what is the point in all of these huge, exaggerated Pixar animation gestures when talking about you having to leave getting piped to pick up your kid? I don't really understand the point of that.
He threw up because he has a weak stomach. What about the kid who busted ass so fucking bad that he cleared out an entire goddamn library? That seems like a problem. He seems like he should get some medical attention. Not my kid.
Busted ass doesn't mean what you think it means, lady. It doesn't refer to farting. It refers to falling and hurting yourself. That's when you bust ass. What you're looking for, what you're trying to use, is ripping ass. Ripping ass is what you're trying to describe here. You're not even using the correct terminology. You're not using the preferred scientific nomenclature to refer to this incident.
Not my kid who's just got a weak stomach. Damn. It's not, I'm gonna Kool-Aid man through the side of a wall today. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep, I'm gonna do because I'm pent up and I got a lot of aggression.
Here's what I think. I think at some level this story has true elements, but it's embellished for the sake of her being able to exaggerate because she thought it would make for a silly video that TikTok would gobble up. But I don't know why she thought it would go over well. At the core of this story she's telling, it's she's having sex, has to stop having sex because her child is puking at school, and she's insulting her child for that. It's a horrible look for you. This is not a story you'd ever share if it was true, because it would be embarrassing and make you look like an very uncaring mom. But if it's fake, it makes you look like an attention-seeking clout chaser that will use their kid as a stepping stool, like a fucking doormat, for some clout. There's just no winners with whatever your plan was with this video. Regardless of the authenticity of the story told here, at the very least, it is cringe. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. About 5 months ago, I covered the story of the 8 Passengers YouTube channel and all of the evils that were going on behind the scenes. 8 Passengers was a YouTube channel that had over 2 million subscribers. It was a popular family channel that showcased a strict style of parenting. That's what it became known for. But the word strict doesn't really cover it. That's a huge understatement. It was really alarming to a lot of viewers because they were treating their family like they were in the Marine Corps. Like, they ruled their family with an iron fist. And it eventually came out that the children in these videos were being abused. And 5 months ago, the story broke. One of the children freed themselves, escaped the house, went over to the neighbors, who then contacted the authorities, and after an investigation, found some horrific shit was going on with this family. Mainly, the mother, Ruby Frank, abusing her children. Ruby Frank also had an accomplice named Jody Hildebrandt, and together the two of them put these children through unspeakable evils. And today, I have an update to share with all of you because they have been sentenced. Ruby Frank was apparently sobbing at the sentencing and blamed the child abuse on being deceived into thinking the world was evil. I don't understand that thought process at all. She was deceived into thinking the world was an evil place, thus she had to be evil herself. You're the evil, Ruby. You are the one who knocks. The fuck you talking about? She had the gall to try and paint herself as a victim almost, making claims that she was manipulated and like morally confused, and it ended up with her turning into this child abuser. It's ridiculous. But luckily the crocodile tears from this brain-dead strategy here didn't do much to help her. She was sentenced to 4 to 60 years in prison. She pled guilty along with her associate to abusing 2 of Frank's children. However, neither woman will serve more than 30 years in prison because of a Utah law that prohibits consecutive sentences exceeding that. Moments before a Utah District Court judge sentenced Frank to consecutively serve 1 to 15 years behind bars for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse, Frank tearfully told the court she never meant to harm the children. Which makes absolutely no sense. She obviously knew what she was doing was harming the children, because she would deprive them of food, water, a place to sleep, and the children were even beaten, among other horrible things. All things that can't necessarily be confused with just building character or something like that. Can't possibly be just written off as strict parenting. This isn't one of those situations where you'll see people come out of the woodwork to defend it. They were just spanking their kids. It helps discipline them. Put some hair on their chest. I remember when Peepaw took me out back and made me gargle a glass of motor oil and nails in order to turn into a man, and look how I turned out. It's nothing like that. She would beat her kids and left them in states of malnourishment. It's so heinous what Ruby and Jody inflicted upon these children. And that Utah law that prohibits them from serving that full, potentially 60-year sentence really sucks here, because they deserve life in jail for what they've done here. The reason why there's a huge range of 4 to 60 years is because there's still one more step where another board is going to ultimately decide how much time they should spend there. And if the board members are watching, it better be the maximum. Anything shy of the maximum is an affront to justice. Heavens to Betsy, I tell you, if they end up only serving 4 years for these actions, I'm gonna have a conniption. You would be enabling monsters to get away with it. And that is an unforgivable sin on your part. You would be condemning yourself to hell for that. You'd be dining down there with Lucifer in the afterlife if you let them get away with this and only get 4 years of prison time. So the Business Insider article dives a bit more into Frank's behavior during this. So she was saying that she was deceived and had a distorted version of reality that went largely unchecked. She then just starts blabbering to try and prove that she had a distorted view of reality, saying, "I was led to believe that this world was an evil place filled with cops who control, hospitals that injure, government agencies that brainwash, church leaders who lie and lust, husbands who refuse to protect, and children who need abuse." Let me pause real quick. Ruby, if this was your view of the world, why wouldn't you want to rise above that and be the exact opposite of that perspective? So you're viewing the world through your stupid glasses, whatever. You got your fucking moron dunce hat on, whatever. Why wouldn't you want to be the exception? Why wouldn't you want to be the one that's loving and nurturing their children? Why wouldn't you want to be the one that's not evil in this evil world you believe you live in? That doesn't make any sense. You are just yapping about fucking nothing. This is a nothing burger of a statement. It is once again just her trying to paint herself as almost some kind of victim of deceit. Now, I don't know if this next part is her just putting on a facade, faking self-awareness, or if she really does finally understand that she is the big bad here, and that it is all her fault, but she says that it was her choice to believe and behave this paranoia. It culminated into criminal activity, and she stands ready to take accountability, and then says at the end, "I can see now over the past 4 years I was in a deep undercurrent that led us to danger. I would never have led you to darkness knowingly. I was so disoriented that I believed dark was light and right was wrong. I would do anything in this world for you." To me, this feels like hollow words, because the only thing she ever did in the world for her children was keep them in a state of malnourishment, fear, and misery. I really get the impression that Ruby is a manipulator. I think what she's trying to do here is put on this act of remorse. I really get the impression, through learning what I have about this case now, that Ruby would do anything to keep herself out of trouble. But I think deep down she isn't really remorseful of her actions. I don't think she existed in this year-long disoriented state that led her to abusing her kids for this long period of time. She was so proud of the way that she handled her family, she would post about it frequently on YouTube and defend it as like a strict parenting style. So I really think she's not remorseful and just desperately trying to save her own ass. Also, the next thing she said about her willingness to sacrifice all for her children being masterfully manipulated into something very ugly, once again reads to me as her trying to pass the blame. Now, throughout a lot of this, it seems that Ruby is trying very hard to play like the deceived victim here, and Jody kind of being like the puppet master behind it. Jody was the one that was really kind of isolating Frank, keeping her away from her husband and all of these other things, and making sure that her morality was constantly confused. So it really just seems like Frank's strategy was to push a lot of that onto Jody, where she was the Frankenstein who made Ruby into a monster. Allegedly, Ruby had been made to believe that Hildebrandt had insight to offer a path to continual improvement, and eventually it twisted into something heinous, which resulted in all of the abuse. Frank's lawyer even outright said that she was manipulated by Hildebrandt, saying that Hildebrandt systematically isolated her from extended family, older children, and her husband, and gave her a distorted sense of morality. Even though, like I said, Ruby Frank is a child abuser who I also believe to be a manipulator as well. So Jody also is evil, let's not forget. So speaking of Jody, she received the same prison sentence as Ruby. Jody will be facing 4 to 60 years in prison as well. Again, that's up to the board to decide exactly how long, and I'm hoping they make the right decision and give her and Ruby the maximum amount of time in prison. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the 8 passengers abuse case, there's going to be a quick summary that I'll go through here. So in August, one of the children, the 12-year-old son, climbed through a window from Hildebrandt's house to get help for himself and his 10-year-old sister, which prompted a neighbor to call the police. And at the time, the police described the child as emaciated and injured with duct tape around his ankles and wrists. The prosecutor said Miss Frank and her business partner held 2 children, ages 9 and 11, turning 12, in a concentration camp-like setting. The children were regularly denied food, water, beds to sleep in, and virtually all forms of entertainment. The children were beaten, bound, forced to do manual labor in the sweltering heat, and emotionally abused. Both children had extensive physical injuries from the abuse that required hospitalization when they were found, and the injuries from the bindings to the 12-year-old were particularly awful. There's more information about some of the abuse that she would inflict upon her children. She kicked her son, held his head underwater, covering his nose and mouth so he couldn't breathe. All kinds of horrible things that I don't think I need to keep going into detail on. You get the idea. Ruby and Jody are monsters. Plain and simple. Now I want to briefly discuss the husband, Kevin. So, as you've just learned, Jody had urged them to separate. She kept Ruby isolated from him. In order to save their marriage, Jody suggested that they separate, so Kevin eventually moved out and stopped communicating with his family at Jody's direction. Now, social workers and police were called to the family home multiple times in recent years, but there are no formal accusations. Kevin has made statements through his lawyer, Randy Kester, and has stated, "The treatment these children received at the hands of those whom the children had a right to trust was horrific and inhumane both physically and psychologically. Kevin remains focused on the rehabilitation of these sweet and vulnerable children so that they might return to a normal life as soon as possible." So it sounds like he had no idea what was happening there due to being separated from the family like that. When I initially covered this story, I didn't know that he was away from the rest of the family and completely ceased communication altogether, so I guess that would explain how he'd be in the dark. But if I'm being honest, I'm extremely surprised that he wouldn't see his children a single time throughout this long period of abuse. Like, if he saw them one time, he would immediately know what's going on, because the neighbor, the authorities, they were able to immediately see something was wrong. They were in a malnourished, emaciated state. There was, the bruises, like so much that you would immediately see and you can't be oblivious to. It'd be impossible to be oblivious to. You can't ignore it. You would know. I'm not trying to accuse him of anything here. I'm just saying it is a little weird that he wouldn't see these children throughout this long period of the abuse they endured. I understand Jody told them to separate and to stop talking, but I can't imagine someone just willingly doing that without checking in occasionally. Especially because they're still together. Those are still his children too. You know what I mean? But anyway, I am happy to see that Ruby and Jody will be facing prison time for this. Hopefully a lot of prison time for this, because it is heinous. What they've done is unforgivable. And I think even 30 years, if they get the maximum sentence, is a light sentence for this shit. This is awful stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an update to this story. That's really about it. So yeah. Today we're going to be talking about a pure evil YouTuber that was just arrested for some truly heinous stuff. This is not a goofy topic at all. This is going to take that smile off of your face faster than if you had watched a James Corden clip. This is the story about Ruby Frank of the very popular parental advice / parenting blogger / family YouTube channel 8 Passengers. Which is already a really creepy name, by the way. 8 Passengers does sound like some kind of cult. 8 Passengers sounds like the title to a horror movie. And unfortunately, that's not far off, because the woman behind this YouTube channel, Ruby Frank, is basically a monster out of a horror film. Ruby Frank and her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, were arrested this week, and they're being charged with 6 counts of child abuse. Now, Ruby wasn't alone with the 8 Passengers YouTube channel. Her husband, Kevin, was also prominently featured in there as well. But for some reason, he's not mentioned in any of this right now, aside from a couple of mentions that he's just trying to keep the family together and help the children through this difficult time with Ruby being arrested. But I can't imagine a world where Kevin was somehow oblivious to all of the abuse the children suffered in that household. There's no way Kevin didn't know what was happening. Unless he's an absolute fucking lobotomite zombie, there's no way he didn't know what the children are being subjected to. I just can't imagine a single multiverse possibility that Kevin is squeaky clean in this situation, just totally innocent, had no idea what was happening to the kids in that house. Especially considering in 2020, Kevin was front and center fighting on the front lines to defend himself and his wife against abuse allegations, defending their parental style. I'll go into a bit more detail on that situation a bit towards the end of the video, but basically, some viewers were really concerned for the safety of the children based on what was being presented in some of the 8 Passengers videos, as well as what was being discussed, such as taking away one of the kids' food privileges, as well as one of the kids' bedroom privileges, and eventually they tried to get CPS involved, and CPS did get loosely involved, but the whole time Kevin was defending the actions that they had been taking with their parenting. So I don't believe that he didn't know about all of the abuse that was being suffered in that household by the children. But since right now it's only Ruby and Jody who have been arrested, I'll focus on them. They go over some of the stories and videos that she would proudly post on her channel, where she just openly admits, proudly, almost bragging, about torturing her children. She built a reputation as being a strict parent with a strict parental style, but strict is not the right word for it. This isn't like some kind of teacher that's like, hey class, settle down, no fishy business, we got work to do here. And this isn't even strict like, you know, your fucking basic training drill sergeant or anything. This, the way she treats her children is like the way prisoners are treated at Guantanamo Bay. She fucking posted a video where she was laughing about not feeding her daughter any food because she was punishing her. And she even said that she hopes nobody gives her daughter any food because if she did, then the lesson wouldn't be learned. She was starving her daughter as a means of punishment. And it only gets worse. I learned about this on stream, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the clips and go over some of the stories that were shared. I think it's important to mention that this was not some small obscure channel. The content they were posting wasn't just being banished to the shadow realm immediately with no eyes ever being on it, no one ever seeing it. This was a huge channel. 8 Passengers had 2.5 million subscribers. I know it's become somewhat of a trend in journalism to try and like clickbait headlines with things like famous TikToker arrested for DUI and jiggling butt cheeks to Doja Cat Say So on the side of the road. And you read that and it's very eye-catching because it's like, famous TikToker, oh shit, well who was it? And then you'll read the person's name in the article about the crime and then you'll check their TikTok page and it turns out they have 50 followers and all they do is speculate on anime power levels. And it's like, well, not exactly a famous TikToker, but it's 2023, so everyone has some kind of social media presence and journalists will oftentimes just connect it to that. So famous TikToker does this or famous Twitter shitposter does that, even though they're not exactly a famous TikToker or this and that. But in this case, it really is a famous YouTuber, a very large YouTube channel that gave tons of parental advice for a very long time, had a very successful family vlog, and then even went on with Jody Hildebrandt to start doing life coaching and general life advice. All the while, she'd been abusing her children the entire fucking time. I don't know, there's something about that picture that's super eerie. It reminds me of something out of like Midsummer. A Utah mother known for chronicling her strict parenting style was arrested after one of her children ran to a neighbor's house seeking help. Her channel name was 8 Passengers. They had 2.2 million subscribers. Ms. Frank hosted the now-defunct YouTube channel 8 Passengers, where she posted videos about her parenting approach with her 6 children, including refusing them food as a form of punishment. Wait, and she did this on
and
YouTube?
My kids are literally starving. I hesitate to say this because it's going to sound like I'm like a mean barbarian, but I told the kids, I said, I'm not even going to let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done.
The red flags were all there. She was hiding in plain sight. That's actual torture. You can't do that. Miss Frank and Miss Hildebrandt were each charged on Friday with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse, according to the Washington County Attorney's Office. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison and a fine up to $10,000. According to the affidavit, Miss Frank's 12-year-old son, identified as RF, climbed out of a window of Miss Hildebrandt's home and went to a neighbor's house on Wednesday morning asking for food and water. The child had duct tape on his ankles and wrists as well as open wounds. He appeared to be emaciated and malnourished. This is some pure evil shit. The neighbor called the police, who then found Miss Frank's 10-year-old daughter Eve at Miss Hildebrandt's. She also appeared to be malnourished, the affidavit said. Both children were taken to the hospital. The boy was placed on a medical hold due to his deep lacerations from being tied up with rope and from his malnourishment, according to the affidavit. Oh my god. At one point, Miss Frank had 2.5 million subscribers to her channel, following the lives of her 6 children. In 2020, Chad Frank, then 15, told YouTube viewers in one family video that he had been sleeping on a beanbag for months and that he had lost his bedroom after playing a prank on his little brother. How did she get away with it for so long? If this was literally in their YouTube video. She, on camera in her TikTok or whatever, said that she denies her children food as a form of punishment, and then apparently one of the kids also revealed that he had lost bedroom privileges for months after playing a prank. How? How did this persist? This should have went straight to prison. Do not pass go. In one video recorded by Miss Frank and reposted to TikTok, she said her daughter Eve's teacher had called her to say Eve had come to school without lunch. Miss Frank said the teacher was uncomfortable with her being hungry, but that Eve was responsible for making her own lunch, and that the natural outcome is she is just going to be hungry. Hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch, because then she's not going to learn from it. And this is all on video. She said this on video. How was CPS not alerted sooner? Oh, and apparently there was even a bunch of petitions from the community to try and get them taken down because it was actual evidence of child abuse. But it looks like none of that was taken seriously. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Oh, this was one of the children. Sherry Frank, now a junior at BYU, posted about her mother's arrest on Instagram saying justice is being served. So one of the kids was trying to alert CPS and the police and they didn't do anything? How would you not trust one of the victims of it? Especially when there's so much documented evidence on their own fucking YouTube channel. Now, I mentioned on stream how surprising it was that this hadn't happened sooner when she openly posted content about some of the abuse she was inflicting upon her children. And it turns out a lot of the community that was aware of this channel was actively trying to get CPS involved, especially when it came to that beanbag incident where one of the children made it clear that they had been sleeping on a beanbag for an extended period of time because they had lost their bedroom due to that prank that they had played on one of the siblings. So CPS did get loosely involved at some point, but Ruby was somehow able to brush them off and nothing came from it somehow, which blows my mind because this isn't one of those situations with hindsight being 2020. This isn't one of those things where you can just say, man, if we only knew then what we know now, we could have really helped them. Because this is so clear cut. This should have been a no-brainer that something was wrong. For an authority figure to look at any of these videos, it should have been a massive, alarming situation. Fucking sirens should have been blaring. The second that Ruby was proudly gloating, wiggling her finger, celebrating her incredible parenting of just depriving her children of food as a punishment, that should have been enough to get authorities involved and learn about what was actually happening here with the Ruby Frank household. It's super infuriating that this went on for as long as it did, when a lot of people did keep trying to push this forward to CPS to get them to take action, knowing that something was wrong and knowing what Ruby was posting about and saying was not okay. It's not strict parenting, it's actual abuse. By every possible definition. This is not something where it's builds character, toughen up, sport, rub some dirt in it. You're not getting breakfast. In fact, you're also not getting your bedroom. It's going to put some hair on your chest. You're going to learn something today. It's not anything like that. It's fucking abuse. This isn't parenting. I can't believe that it went on for so long. I'm happy now finally something is being done, but I feel fucking horrible for the kids in this situation that they'd been let down not only by the person that's supposed to care for them more than anyone else in the world, their mother, but they were also let down by the authorities that are supposed to be trying to help them in an emergency situation. It shouldn't have taken this long. Ruby's sisters also have hundreds of thousands of followers, so they posted an Instagram statement that said, "For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister Ruby Frank for the sake of her children. Behind the public scene, we have done everything we could to try and make sure the kids were safe. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it further. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which is the #1 priority." I've just got to say that statement of "we kept quiet for the last 3 years for the sake of the children" doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because keeping quiet wasn't helping the children. They were being abused, and if you were aware of that, how the fuck would being quiet somehow help them? How is that doing everything you can behind the scenes to keep them safe? That's doing nothing. That is literally the Simpsons meme of "we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas." Now, I guess it's possible they didn't know the extent of the abuse that the children were suffering, but even still, if you were aware of children being abused in any capacity, you should have been doing everything in your power to get the kids out of that situation. Being quiet doesn't get them out of the situation. That doesn't do anything to actually save them or keep them safe. You should have made a lot of noise and kept going to authorities over and over again, gathering as much evidence as possible to try and help those kids. And maybe they were. Like, this is, again, just a very short statement, so maybe they were, but them saying that they kept quiet for 3 years to keep them safe, it doesn't compute. Because that's not keeping the kids safe, that's keeping them locked in that prison with the monster. Now, as was mentioned by one of the daughters, there was a lot of attempts to get police and CPS involved that just didn't work. So it is possible that perhaps the sisters here were actively trying to do that and kept trying to get authorities involved unsuccessfully. It's just that saying you kept quiet for 3 years just it really isn't clicking with me. I don't know why you would be quiet for 3 years if you were actively working to keep the kids safe. Let's imagine that one of the kids wasn't lucky enough to break free and escape through a window and get help from someone nearby. They'd still be tied up right now in that house, and you would still be being quiet. This fucking ridiculous silence is golden strategy didn't help the kids. The only person it helped was your sister, because it allowed her to keep abusing those children for 3 more years. And the only reason this even came crumbling down and she finally got arrested is because one of them broke free, covered in deep lacerations, and was able to get help so they could all be saved. Had that not happened, you would still be quiet and those kids would still be suffering. I know I'm getting pretty heated here, but this story is just infuriatingly evil. I am happy that Ruby and Jody have been arrested. I hope they get the absolute maximum sentence here. But I do still think there's other people that knew what was happening in that household that should also face very severe punishment for allowing that to happen and continue happening for as long as it did. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. That's about it. See ya. TikTok famous teen kicked out of club. What happens next is shocking. Called it. Run it.
Can we take a picture?
Of course.
Fuck no. Talk to my agent first.
Thank you so much.
No free pictures.
That is fantastic, right? You save that table for a big spender, right? Somebody who has a lot of money, all right?
Yes, of course, of course.
Excuse me, we'd like to get in here.
Shut the fuck up and get out.
This is the VIP. Aren't you a little young to be here? You know, this isn't Chuck E. Cheese. You have to be 21 to get in.
Ooh, get blasted.
I am 21.
Fake
Today's my
ID.
birthday.
What a jerk.
Seriously.
Hey, this club looks like
Let's just
shit
go
anyway.
home.
Let's get out of here.
No, it's your birthday, and we're already out. Besides, I need to use the bathroom.
They're gonna sneak in!
Really, just forget about it.
It's just
We're in now.
TikTok. I mean, it doesn't command that much power. It's just TikTok.
I'm sorry, but you're Allison, right?
We're huge fans and we knew you were going to be here tonight. Is there any way we can get a photo?
Of course.
Thanks, Reset Jay.
By the way, what did you mean when you said you heard I was going to be here?
It's all over. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
All right, thanks.
Honestly, that is just like Twitter. They fucking stalk every
all over Twitter
celebrity
that we're here.
ever,
I just want to
unhealthily.
Excuse me, very important person coming through.
Hold on, this guy likes football.
I'm sorry, we were actually here first.
And that means you do not have to wait in line. See, one day, when you no longer have to rely on mommy and daddy's money, maybe you will have one of your very own. All right, you're up next. I will see you in the VIP lounge.
Okay, hey.
Appreciate that.
Yep, happens.
I hate him! Seriously.
Why spend money in his club then? Go somewhere else.
What bottle can I get for you first?
We'll take it.
All right.
You know what? Make it 2. Yes.
Ooh.
Make it 2.
Oh, that's impressive. Wow.
I bet they don't pay.
Hey, oh, come on.
These are some
2
Witch
bottles
Hunter,
of Ace of
Obama's
Spades
Twitch, and
for Mr.
Gucci.
Amiri on this card.
Of course.
This card actually belongs to a man who died 100 years ago. You're not Walt
I really
Disney.
want to get a drink, but the bar is so packed, and I don't want to wait in line again. My friend here is Allison Day, and if you don't know who she is... No, stop.
Yes, I know who she is.
No, you don't.
You definitely belong in the VIP.
You telling me this guy uses TikTok? What does he do?
Oh my god, my daughter's a huge fan.
Oh, okay, makes more
You
sense.
just made me Father of the Year.
Look, we just want to get a table, okay?
But
Let
why?
me buy this one.
Why?
I
This
just want to celebrate
place looks
my
like
birthday.
shit.
Okay, well, you can't celebrate your birthday because this table is not free. It's been reserved by that party right over there, see? Yes, I know, it's frustrating not getting everything that you want because you're so entitled, you Gen Zers, right?
No, it's not like that.
Okay, then, let me explain it to you.
This
You
guy is
cannot
very
be
passionate.
in the VIP section.
You know what? You don't have to, because we're leaving this dump.
Yeah, pussy. Place
Enjoy Chuck E. Cheese.
does look like
You
shit.
can afford it.
Oh boy, right there. Okay, come on, bring it now. There, we got the Queen of Hearts over there. Now we got the Ace of Spades. All right.
Oh, no, please. Let me do that for you. My pleasure.
This club must really be struggling if the owner is in person pouring these
1
bottles.
minute, please. Listen, I am so sorry about all of this.
Celebrating
craziness.
$2 grand.
And apparently, it's gonna get even more crazy. We have some famous click-clocker,
TikToker, and I really need to talk to you.
Okay,
It's
give
important.
me 1 minute, please. Wow. So, Mr.
This guy is the best actor in the DMCU, the Darman Cinematic Universe. Maybe. He's up there. Oh boy.
Looks like they didn't have any money at all.
Okay, well, let's go get them. Get off your phone, Baldy.
What a horrible night. I'm sorry that prick ruined your birthday.
Wow, wait,
It's okay.
prick.
Just
In the
don't worry about it.
DMCU, Darman just dropping prick? That is a first.
That was weird.
Excuse me, Allison?
No, shut the fuck up. No autographs.
Can we get a pic?
No.
Yeah,
I'm busy.
sure.
Hey,
Can't you see it's my
Can we
birthday?
get a picture too?
that's the internet sensation. That's the one who's... Ugh.
Does she have 80 million on TikTok? That's nutty. TikTok numbers are wacky.
A table just opened up in the VIP section, and I would just love for you to have it.
Beat his ass.
Thanks, but no thanks. We'll just go to Chuck E. Cheese instead. I'm sure they'll have a table that I can afford. You guys want to come with us?
Yeah, let's go. Well, they're definitely not old enough to get in here, I'll tell you that. What a valuable lesson.
I can't believe it's you. Can we take a pic?
Oh, they didn't explain the lesson to me. I imagine it's don't judge a book by its cover, because they might be a famous TikTok star. Just because someone doesn't look like a multimillionaire doesn't mean they might not be a multimillionaire.
I guess I'll just go to sleep hungry then.
Order Uber Eats, dummy.
Okay, I can probably make some.
No! I'm not hungry anymore.
Oh, okay, that's
Go to
good.
bed.
Solve that problem.
You know, you could also help out sometimes.
That's ridiculous, you old harpy. I would never.
You're the mom. That's your job.
Ooh.
Calling again? This must be important.
You're fired because you ignored our last call. Don't bother coming into the
I'll just
office.
drink out of the carton then.
What? No, don't do that.
Why don't you just answer the fucking phone?
Hey, Patty, what's up? When you're a mom, you'll understand how hard it is.
Well, I'm not a mom. You are.
Ooh.
And if I'm being honest, not a very good one.
Oh.
How could you say that?
Take that. Well, you didn't
I
wash
have to
your
wear the same
clothes. Like, what do you
all
expect?
weekend. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, you ruined her weekend at Simone's.
Don't go.
It's like you didn't even care. Oh, she found a change of clothes.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Hey, a glass of urine.
Thanks for
Fuck
letting me
yeah.
stay here this week. I'm trying to cook for Riley, but the dishes need to be washed.
Okay, so go ahead and wash them.
Wash them?
I think it's so greedy. This is exceptionally goofy.
Rolls up her sleeves and reluctantly starts washing the dishes. Little did she know she was about to learn a big lesson.
Does nobody own a dishwasher? In the DMCU, dishwashers don't exist
She
yet.
spends the next half hour cooking spaghetti and ends up creating a big mess.
Oh, the fucking house is ruined.
She now understands just how much work being a mom really is.
It's washing dishes, doing clothes,
How's everything going?
having to drink juice with no glass.
I'm exhausted.
That's the hardest part about being a mom.
Now, what can I help with?
Nothing. Get out.
Can you please make Riley something to eat?
I'd love to. I'll start with washing these dishes.
Oh, actually, Mom, I'll wash the dishes. And when I'm done, I'll help you cook too.
What? Really? It's like I don't even know who you are anymore.
No.
I guess I never realized how hard it is being a mom. Until I had to take care of a kid.
For an hour.
I promise. Going forward, I'm gonna help you out.
My eyes really opened. When I was told I had to clean a dish, I was like, Jesus.
Of course.
This is a bit much. Thanks to the resub shock.
Kimberly, you've lost a lot.
That was powerful. You never know how hard it is being a mom until you have to do the laundry. Spoiled girl demands car for birthday. Featuring Sniper Wolf! Sniper Wolf, let's go! Time to learn a valuable lesson.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Why would I want to eat my second favorite today of all days?
This birthday party seems like shit. It's just you and your dad at a restaurant. It's not even
I
like...
just won't be eating any cake on my
What?
birthday.
Why are you gonna be like this?
Gosh, now I feel terrible. Here you go.
Hey.
Now this is more like it.
And don't worry, it's just one of them.
It's a brand new Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Let's go! With the Sniper Wolf skin.
iPhone 12?
I know you wanted the new one, so...
Wait.
It's gonna be in a shitty color. Oh god, I knew
Get me
it.
the black one.
Don't worry.
This is a disaster. You blew it.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Sniper Wolf. And Psycho Mantis.
My Sweet 16, and you're totally ruining it, Dad.
I like how in the Darman cinematic universe, the DMCU, some characters continue to have the same
Dad got me the
lore.
wrong phone on my birthday.
There's
Can
some
you believe it?
continuity.
So you should be grateful for what you have.
Whatever. No one cares about your opinion.
Well, that was rude.
I'll take that. Thank you very much.
A lot of people care about her opinion.
You know, honey, she does have a point.
Did you see her when she looked at the
Kids
top
would be
5
very
life
thankful
hacks?
to have this.
Happy birthday.
Shut the fuck up!
It's my daughter's birthday too.
Oh, I don't care.
Well, hopefully your birthday's going better than mine.
I'm sorry about that.
Where is it?
I bought the restaurant! Oh.
A brand new 2021 Porsche Cayenne SUV. I know
SUV.
how badly you've been wanting it.
SUV. You fool.
Listen, it's got 540
You goddamn idiot.
leather seats, and it's
Black! I can't
Oh.
believe you got me a black car!
What?
But it's still a brand new car. I mean, shouldn't you be grateful for that?
Who wants to drive a
You
red
got me the color I wanted.
SUV?
Not this one. Ugh. Then you get me the wrong phone, and now you get me the wrong car?
You've ruined her life.
Seriously, you're like the worst dad in the world.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Honey,
Like, what are you doing? Do you even care about your daughter?
That.
Happy birthday.
She's just gonna go over and slam the cake.
Happy birthday again, sweetheart.
I hope the theme is that it's okay to hit your child in public. That's probably the message.
Happy birthday cake.
Dad, I told you I didn't want anything for my birthday.
I know it's not much. I just... After I lost my job, I know things have been tough, but
I stole a car
I wanted
for
to
you.
get you something.
The food and cake are more than enough.
Don't be ridiculous, please.
And you should be.
Her dad has already thrown himself into oncoming
Hey,
traffic.
hi, honey, I spoke to my guy, and he said he's gonna try really hard to have it wrapped red by...
It's okay, Dad.
I'm really sorry.
You should be. You fucked up, you dumb
don't
idiot.
need to say sorry.
Stupid dad. Real
I'm
dumb
the one
dad.
that I should have been a lot more grateful for everything that you got me. I'm really sorry. Can you please forgive me?
Nope. Aww.
Hey, what about this iPhone? Do you...
No, that's a piece of shit. No, take that back.
Actually, I have a better idea.
Oh. Yeah, Dad, I saw these two poor people eating cake. Let's go throw the phone at them.
I saw the phone you got earlier and
It fucking sucks.
I
Yeah,
wanted
here,
to give
take
you
this.
What?
If you accepted that phone, you'd most likely get busted for a crime you didn't commit. Like, that's... Just don't do it.
How?
Just take this one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, you're fucking dumb. Just take it and then sell the phone at that point.
heard you
What do you
like
mean?
strawberry cake.
Like, what do you mean?
would you guys at least come and have some birthday cake with us?
Yeah, sure, we'd love to.
Why is this guy always crying? Stop crying. No wonder you lost your
This is my
job.
dad, by the
You couldn't
way.
stop fucking crying. This was a little misleading. Sniper Wolf had a single line. I was expecting Sniper Wolf to have a key role to play here. I'm a little upset about that. A kid humiliated playing ball. What happens next is shocking. This is a 30-year-old man. Is that Steve? Oh my god, it's Steve in an athletic situation. Good heavens.
Strike three, yo! Sharks win!
Well, this kid's no Jose Canseco. Hit the steroids, Junior.
Every pro was once just a beginner who never stopped swinging.
Not true. Jose Canseco took a lot of steroids. And was still basically a beginner. I just really like Jose Canseco, to be honest.
Everybody, remember, I thought you wanted to go pro one day.
I do. Let's face it.
You're way too old to be thinking about going pro.
So I could never go pro.
Exactly. Oh, good pitch, Steve. Wow, he's throwing thunder. My God, what was that? A submarining changeup? With a curveball gyro?
Here comes 50.
Oh, Steve with the knuckleball. Oh, baby. Right in the strike zone.
You're halfway done.
I'm never gonna hit the ball.
Well, not with Steve pitching, you're not. He's going up against Little League's best pitcher. What do you expect? Look at that form! Jesus, this man's got a robotic arm. Is that CC Sabathia on the plate right now? Or is that just Steve? Yeah, I don't know baseball very well. I can only think of CC Sabathia.
I said I didn't want to play anymore.
It's the last one.
Rough. Who's another good pitcher?
Swing another bat in your life.
Is that Babe Ruth or just Steve again? Oh, watch out! That's his signature pitch! Oh my God, he's hitting him with the curveball splitter! Oh! Nobody's ever hit Steve's curveball splitter shitter.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God!
I hit the ball! I can't believe it!
Oh, that was horrible. Jesus Christ, this is the worst Little League division I've ever seen in my life.
All right, bring it in. Come here, guys. Settle up.
So who can go out there, hit a home run, and win this game for us?
I'll do it.
No! Absolutely not. You quit. Get out of here.
Steven, what are you doing here? I thought you quit.
Can I bat?
Let him bat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just goes and strikes out hard as shit. Not even close. Injures himself. Alright, hopefully the pitcher's throwing 100 balls and we might be able to get one. This is what we practiced for. Whoa, God, Jesus, he sent it to space! Oh boy, they're really fucking up. Get out of here, Sharks. Get out of here. You're in Steven's world now. He gets a full ride scholarship now. No.
Every pro was once just a beginner who never stopped swinging.
That's also not true. Some people are actually just born with talent. Something you have to accept at some point. Quite literally, there are some people that are just born different. In life, there is no debuff greater than growing up with a big, pathetic loser as a father. It is just setting you up for a bad time, and I feel really bad for the kid you're about to learn about here, because his father is just a complete total weenie. His dad is directly involving his son in his fraudulent business, which is scamming people for Pokemon cards.
We gotta make sure that everybody's getting what they paid for. You don't want anybody mad.
Alright, so pay, and then we'll do...
I'm trying to do it nice and safe. I don't want them to ruin their cards.
Wait, okay.
Professor Research, Black Belt Training, Rescue Board, Buddy Po, Eevee, and oh, I thought it was a good.
Dude hits the foghorn leghorn there. Well, I saw. Anyway, this is another whatnot scammer, but this one's a little different because he's turned the scamming business into a family deal. So he actually has his son going through the chat and even opening packs for the chat that normal people have spent real money on under the impression that they are legitimate, untampered packs, but in reality they are resealed, meaning this goober, this fucking slime, went through, took out all of the hits, but then put a bunch of shitty cards in there and resealed it and is now selling them for full price, well, scalper price, which is even higher than full price, to unsuspecting victims on Whatnot. And you can even see in this first pack here, packs do not open like that typically. These packs are fucking falling apart. And it's not like some conspiracy theory that people upset they didn't get big hits from are making up. He even gets caught towards the end of this where he repackaged the pack incorrectly and he just says, "Ah, bud, we got caught." And so then he starts talking about how they got caught red-handed, telling his son that they're gonna have to, stop for a little while and wait till people leave because, well, they just got their scam exposed. So he is literally teaching his kid how to be a piece of shit like him. That is the legacy he is leaving behind to his son. How to scam people for Pokemon cards. Is there anything more pitiful? What a fucking embarrassing loser of a father.
Be careful, okay?
Shoot,
Don't worry
okay,
about it. Just
it's fine.
be careful with the cards. Can everyone tap the screen and get some hearts for these guys? Thank you so much, Bedazzled. Wow. That is love.
This is a problem. Heavy. You're doing this for your son. It's a blessing. Oh, luck. Pokemon, luck. Share this live stream today.
Yes, share this live stream. Thank you so much, guys. You guys deserve the world. I'm happy you're doing this with your son. It's a blessing. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, almost. Remember, you got to keep it there. Is it a hit? Is it a hit? Almost.
It's so sickeningly shameless. Not only does he use his son to open and peddle these fake resealed packs to people that have bought them, he also uses his son as a marketing tool, telling people like, "Oh, look how wholesome this is. Dad and his boy just opening some packs. This is our little homegrown business. Thanks for supporting. Make sure to share this stream. Give us a lot of hearts. Like, support us. This is like really good stuff right here, guys. So, want to thank you. You guys are kind of like part of our family too now. You know that? Make sure to share our Whatnot stream so that way more people can buy these resealed packs. Come on, guys. It's me and my son. Me and my boy Junior here. Come on.
Only do Pokemon. We do baseball and football.
It's just no
What's
luck.
up with these packs, dude? I wish I knew.
I guess we're just not having any luck.
I mean, hey, if you wanna give us the hits, I mean, please, we'll be more than willing to take them. That's why I always tell him to not take it off camera so that you guys don't think anything. It means the hits are incoming. Exactly. I say grass.
If you love eating shit, well, he had some great news for you because not only does he scam you with Pokemon cards, sounds like he also does it with sports cards too. Holly jolly, Christmas has come early. Now this is when the chat started to realize something fishy was going on. The packs kept opening in really suspicious ways. The crazy thing is, people that buy packs through Whatnot, they've definitely opened some themselves. You can immediately recognize that there is something awry with the way these packs are just fucking disintegrating at like the slightest movement of it. Like these packs just fucking blow up like it's Team Fortress 2 and you just got insta-gibbed. Like, there's something off. And not only that, there are no hits. It's only shits. It's very suspicious, and now he's trying to, like, convince them, it's just, we're hitting a dry spell here. It's just really unlucky. Jeez, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. This is my son, by the way. It's really wholesome stuff. You wouldn't be mean to him, right? He's the one opening packs. Also, he's trying to convince people that there's nothing shady going on because everything stays on camera. He's like, this is what I teach my son. We gotta make sure everything is above board. No, silliness with the cards going off screen because we don't want anyone to think that we're scamming you with the old switcheroo or something. It's all right there in your face, up close and personal. Like that proves anything. It's a fucking resealed pack. It doesn't matter. You didn't have to bring it off screen to scam. You had already scammed before ever going live.
Alright. Now if this doesn't work, these packs have to be refilled.
Excuse me?
Alright, yeah, hope for
These packs have to be resealed. Alright, Pokey, I mean, if you actually feel that way, I mean, that's fine. I mean
Alright, let's just do that. Don't say that.
No, it's fine, Wick. Don't even worry about it. We're not defending ourselves. We I mean, yeah, we don't do that stuff. I mean, we could stop the stream right now, honestly. We don't do that, but if anything, we are literally a part of it. support the community so much. Like we are actually collectors. We are we are collectors. Trust me. We have plenty. We don't need to reseal anything. We have our own stuff.
The fuck are you blabbering about? What are you even saying? No, resealing? Resealing? I can't even pronounce that word. I've never seen it. I don't know what that means. No, we wouldn't do anything like that. We're collectors. We have our own stuff. We wouldn't reseal. The fuck does that even mean? You're collectors, you have your own stuff, you don't need to reseal. It has nothing to do with anything. This unskippable cutscene here is just the worst fucking dialogue, this mumbo-jumbo that has nothing to do with the scam that he's performing. And he couldn't sound more guilty if he tried. This actually seems like in LA Noire when you have the guiltiest person in front of you, he just keeps going, heh, reseal? Heh, ha, heh, ha, like, you could not sound more nervous.
Just ignore him, dude. Don't worry about that. Not too quick, not too quick.
Ooh, okay. Yes.
Oh, look. Oh, no, but they're resealed, though, right?
Finally, nice.
Got a hit. All right, cool.
Finally.
This was their big gotcha moment, slam dunking on the haters here, proving them wrong. You fools thought they were resealed? Check out this turbo hit here. Meanwhile, the card is worth 25 cents. It is still a piece of dog doo-doo. Like, it is still resealed. They just slid something in there that wasn't the standard, like, reverse hollow trash that nobody wants. It is still pennies compared to what they're paying for on these packs.
I can't wait till somebody gets a huge hit so that they can stop talking. That's Black Bolt. Don't worry about that one.
Okay. Oh my.
See, you're worried about the wrong thing. Look, show him his cards. Show him his cards. Because they're going to think that you're doing something sketchy. Oh, what is that? Master Ball or no?
Pokeball.
Pokeball. And green. Grass. Oh, wait.
Another Pokeball.
All right, put it in the pack. Yeah, so that's literally what I was just saying about the yeah, we gotta stop, dude. We gotta stop. We got caught right there. We got a Pokeball right behind the energy. Yeah. That was cooked. That was pretty cooked.
This guy is a complete failure in every aspect of life. Not only did he fail at the easiest scam ever of just packing the Pokemon cards in the correct order, he somehow fucked that up. The reason he got caught red-handed there, so much so that not even he could wiggle his way out of it, is because he put the fucking energy in between the hits there. That doesn't happen. That never happens in real packs. And he also thought he turned the stream off when he openly admits to getting caught in his scam. What he is openly admitting to is a crime. It is fraud. He has scammed people out of their hard-earned clams. And he is now admitting to it on camera to his son, telling him, yeah, we gotta stop. We just got caught. That was real bad. We just, yeah, they got us. They really got us on that one, sport.
Yeah. No, we can. Just not right now. Gotta do it later. Gotta make sure all those people get off. And then we do it again. That was pretty bad, dude.
Can't, bro.
We made a good amount, though. We made a great amount.
When he sees his phone, that's when he realized he was still live. So he had planned on just letting this sit and simmer for a little while, so all the people he scammed, he was just going to wait for them to all just like go to bed and de-aggro, because they clearly called him out on it. They then knew full well it was a scam, and they've now just heard him admit to it. So his plan was to just wait, so that way they could do it again later to another group of suckers. And he's teaching his son this, by the way. He is treating this like it's a real practice that he is now involving his son in. This is what he is teaching his kid. That is sad. I feel terrible for the kid to have this loser as their dad. That shit sucks. And he's bragging about how much money they made doing it. Talking about they made a great amount doing it. You know, hold your head up high, son. We did great with the scam today. It's so awful, man. It's so fucking awful. This guy super sucks. Terrible father. Absolutely horrible. That's really about it. So, yeah. In the pursuit of clout, nothing is off limits. Even if someone is dead, that doesn't exclude them from being part of an epic YouTube video. That body will be filmed and paraded around for some views online. No price is too high for YouTubers to pay if it means views on their channel. You remember Daddy05, the channel where it was a family abusing their kids for views? Well, that's not exactly uncommon, I would say. There's a lot of really bad family content on the platform. Not all of it's bad. There is some like genuinely wholesome families. But one thing that I've always took issue with some of these channels is it feels like they use their kids as a prop for their own narcissism and just using their kids for views. I sometimes just get the impression the parents don't even view their kids as human beings, just these little piggy banks that are like a vessel for them to make money off of. And today we took a disturbing look behind the scenes of one of these family channels where the creator accidentally uploaded an unedited version of a video that she made. It was about heartbreak in the family, and in it, she was using her son's crying as part of her thumbnail, trying to direct him while he was really having a very rough time. It's pretty fucking hard to look at, so just a fair warning there. And I have to say, it seems awful to be part of one of these families that records everything, even like the saddest moments of your life, and tries to use it for views. Like, imagine you're crying, and your mom's like, okay, keep up that energy, keep crying, I'm gonna get the iPhone real quick. Okay, now say, I'm sad, super sad, but make sure to subscribe because it'll make me happy. You know, like, that's a fucking nightmare. I'd rather be part of the Manson family than a family vlog channel. Like, it just seems horrible. Some of these families record even the saddest moments of your life because to them, that's money in the bank. And I think that shit's awful. I also think it's awful that some of you out there haven't subscribed to the Huge Charles channel. I'll make sure to put a link in the description below so you can check that out. That's some good old wholesome family fun.
Can't wait for her to bring her home and be part of our family. Put your head right here. Almost there. Pray for us. We appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye. Come here. Come closer for the video. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Put your head right here. Almost there. Closer. Down. Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick. I am crying. Go like this. No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying. No, I know, but go like this for the video.
Imagine being this devoid of basic emotions, where you've completely thrown away humanity in the pursuit of your internet fame. Obviously, the kid is really crying. He even says, like, no, Mom, look, I'm actually crying. But she's like, oh, no, that's good. Yeah, no, keep pretending. Like, she can't even wrap her head around the idea that her kid might actually be emotional. And instead of turning off the camera to help her son, she's trying to use that to make a thumbnail.
Go like this. Put one hand up. Go like this. No, go like this. Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth. Oh, Mom, I'm actually crying. Look at me. 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 I'm actually crying. I know. Look at me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Exquisite work, masterful directing here. She really captured the misery and trauma wonderfully in the thumbnail. No doubt, easy million views there. Do you think for the next one, perhaps, we can go to a funeral and line up the grieving family around the open casket, maybe stand the body up a little bit and then they all just look really sad, maybe looking down a bit? I think she's got a great career here in Hollywood, no doubt. Very impressive work, for sure. Some people, I swear to God, would dig up the grave of their grandfather, get his corpse out, and fucking pour slime down his throat for like a slime challenge if it meant extra views on their channel. Like, there is nothing sacred. They will do anything for fucking views. Here she saw an opportunity like, oh, starts rubbing her hands together like a cartoon villain. How can I make the most amount of views off of this horrible situation? I know. Let's make sure that the audience can see my son is crying, and then I'll cry. But listen here, Junior, if we don't get more tears out of this, we're gonna fucking starve. Do you want that on your conscience? Then you'll have something to really cry about, because you'll be going hungry if this thumbnail isn't fucking sad enough. So you're gonna have to fucking cry more, now! And then look at the camera, please. Okay, now come here. Okay, good. Alright, excellent. Obviously, she was made aware of her whoops-a-daisy here, the little chess blunder, pretty quickly. I think she deleted the video within 30 minutes. She then reposted it and then just took down the video altogether and addressed it as quickly as possible with this video where she talks about how disappointed she is in herself. I'll play a short clip from that.
We are very upset. We've been crying all day. It has been extremely scary. They don't know if she's gonna make it. Honestly, completely worn out, emotional, crying the whole day. I had Christian on my shoulder and I was like, here, come pose for the thumbnail with me after the video was done. And that was so disgusting of me. I should not have done that at all. We were both already so sad and upset and in such a vulnerable state today.
So the situation was their new puppy contracted parvo before they got the dog, so the dog wasn't doing super well, so the whole family was upset and she was emotional all day, and then she talks about how gross it was that she did this in the first place and left it in the video, and how disgusting the behavior was. It's not like there's anything she could have said to make the situation better or a way to justify that behavior. And she doesn't try to. I mean, like, how are you going to fucking spin that where you're like the hero? Like, no, you see, the reason I was trying to direct my kids crying for a thumbnail is actually because terrorists were holding the dog hostage and they demanded at least 1 million views on this video. So I had to do everything in my power to make it happen in order to save the dog's life. You know, like, there's nothing she could have done to justify anything in the video. All she could really say is that it was gross, it was stupid, and she's sorry. That is really all she could do in the situation. One thing that I would also like to mention is the fact that she keeps saying how emotional she was and that she was like really crying all day and just super emotional overall. I don't necessarily get that perspective from the short clip I watched, because it seems like she wasn't crying and it seems like she hadn't been crying. It looks like she hasn't cried since Jersey Shore got canceled. So I don't know if she necessarily was that bothered by it, or if like the entire day she had planned on making a video about the situation, so she went into like YouTuber mode where she wasn't allowing herself to be emotional on camera. I don't really know. But overall, there's just not a whole lot she could say or do here to make anything that much better. So she's just upfront saying everyone was right, this was gross, this was stupid, and I'm sorry. She doesn't try and like spin this in any way like, no, you guys are wrong, this didn't happen that way. She's just upfront like, yeah, this is fucking gross and disgusting. So, I mean, that's good at least that she admits that. But one thing that left a sour taste in my butthole, though, is that in the apology video, she also brings up the harassing DMs and shit that she's gotten. Now, of course, I never encourage harassment. This is also why I'm not putting her name anywhere in this video. I hate when people go out of their way to harass someone or send death threats or any fucking degenerate garbage like that. She's absolutely right to call those kind of things out. But why do it in the apology video? It kind of makes it feel like, okay, I fucked up, but you should also feel bad for me because as a result of this, I'm getting this kind of horrible stuff. So I just don't think this was the right time to talk about that. The focus of the video should have stayed on you owning up to the mistake. That it shouldn't have shifted to like, but I'm also a victim. I just don't think that was the right call there. In a comment, she also mentions that she'll no longer feature her son on her channel, because I'm assuming, the comments are turned off here, I'm assuming a lot of people had the same impression I did, where they felt that she was using her kid for views. And it's hard to really argue that when you have this footage here, where she is quite literally using her son for a more attention-grabbing thumbnail by trying to manipulate his misery for the audience. So I think that's also a good call to steer away from featuring your kids like that, especially if they might not want to. Like, it doesn't seem like the kid really wants to be in the thumbnail when he is crying, and he has to keep reiterating the point like, no, Mom, look, I'm actually crying. And then she still keeps trying to direct him. So I think her also saying that her son will no longer be used on her channel like that is a good thing. Overall, it's a fucking terrible situation, and it's hard to really take her at her word that this is like a one-time thing. Like, because now that you've seen behind the curtain here, now that you've seen how the sausage is made, as the expression goes, it's hard to really be like, oh, okay, I'll take her at her word that this has never happened before, where she's not, you know, using her kids or using horrible situations for the sake of views. The whole perspective is a bit baffling to me, where you'd have like this awful situation with a puppy and a family vlog channel's like, that's a good video. A crying video. And it's not the only channel to do that. I remember there was another channel only like a week or two ago. I'm not going to show anything from this at all, but it was a family vlog channel. They were going on this fucking multi-million-dollar vacation or some shit, but they arrived to the airport too late, so they were about to miss their flight. And the dad brings out the fucking camera and he films his children really sad, his wife really sad, and him being aggressive towards the employees that are telling them, like, look, it is literally too late. You have arrived too late to get on this flight. And he makes this whole video just being rude to them and filming his family being sad. Like, what the fuck do you... that entitlement is wild. Like, what the fuck do you want them to do? Ground the plane? Like, no, the pilot's not allowed to take off. Fuck it, this family channel has 1 million subs. We have to allow them on and give them first class. Kick everyone else off the plane. Like, I don't know what they were expecting. They arrived too late. And B, what blows me away is that the dad would even think, like, this is a video. My family is really upset, and I'm going to be rude to these people. That is a video for the family channel, baby. Bang. Like, I just don't get it. And it's the same thing in this situation. Like, this puppy is in rough shape, and we're all very upset about it. That's a banger video. Let's all start crying on camera. I don't get it. It's astonishing. It really is. I don't really have words to describe it because I just don't understand why anyone would think that's a good idea. This situation was a really fucking gross one. Hopefully this really is the only time she's used her kid like this. Hopefully there's not anything awful going on behind the scenes like this. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. Last night I got sent a clip that made me extremely angry. It's a clip of a streamer playing Madden 21 with his child on his lap, and then he did poorly in the game, like he missed a first down catch or something, and he just went full fucking primal caveman and smashed his controller on the desk, which made his kid start crying and made him even angrier. So then he throws his kid on the chair and then yells at the kid because he's doing shitty in the game. Right away, him playing Madden 21 tells me he already makes bad decisions, but to broadcast your child abuse on Twitch is a really fucking wild one to do. I'll play the clip for you now, but I just want to give a fair warning. I think it's pretty hard to watch, so just keep that in mind, but I think it's important to see how big of a piece of shit this guy is.
God damn it! Fucking $300 fucking controller! Yo, can I fucking press pause? Just sit right here. Stop. I gotta go, yo. I'm about to fucking lose it, yo. Shut the fuck up!
No, your computer isn't lagging, nor is the video itself. This pathetic worm just streams using a dial-up connection that he's probably stealing, so the frame rate's dog shit, and he has a $300 controller apparently, but a 30-cent internet connection and webcam. The webcam looks like you're trying to watch censored hentai. It's so fucking pixelated. But hey, that's just his style, baby. Child abuse in 360p. Really sad shit all around. Like I said, I think it's pretty hard to watch. Now, he didn't like throw the child, like he didn't go in there and like slam dunk the kid into the chair or anything or spike it like a football in Madden. But to aggressively throw the child down and then scream in his face is nothing shy of horrible parenting and genuine child abuse, I think. I think most people would agree with that except for a couple of really battle-hardened Twitter users with their furry porn avatars and anime profile pics saying that it's not child abuse and they went through similar things and loved their parents and it made them stronger and that you're just a bunch of pussies these days if you can't take your parents yelling at you in your face because they got very sad and salty at a fucking sports video game. I think it's definitely child abuse. 100% in my opinion. Like, I think there's really no argument there. I feel extremely sorry for the child. The father is a worthless hemorrhoid going into this full fucking meltdown mode and tantrum over just doing poorly in a sports video game is just the highest level of pitiful I could imagine. I don't remember exactly what his wording was, but in his little Twitch slogan, the little sentence or paragraph under the stream to let you know about the streamer, he said something like, being a loving father and supreme turbo gaming ultimate gamer warrior is my mission in life. I'd definitely say that is a complete mission failure. I don't know what it is about sports games. There must be some kind of curse on the genre. It just brings out the demon in people. It's fucking pathetic shit though. The good news is he's been banned from Twitch and he's like deleted all his social media and shit. I don't know if this is true, but apparently his wife actually kicked him out because of this, so that's good that she's taking action to protect the child from him. Because if he's gonna melt down like this over something as trivial as a Madden game against the fucking computer, he's not even playing a real person, he's playing the fucking AI and going into this like nuclear explosion meltdown of anger. He's not safe to be around. Again, I don't know if that's true or just some kind of Twitter fan fiction, but what is true is fucking sports gamers are a different kind of salty in their game. It reminds me of the plot of Kingsman when Valentine put the chips in the phones that make people mindlessly kill each other to get the world's population down. I feel like Valentine could have done the same thing by just making everyone play Madden. They would have been at each other's throats and the world would have been in chaos. But yeah, anyway, this clip just made me really upset and I wanted to just kind of talk about it a little bit and let people know that it's not okay. I don't know why there's like kind of a decently sized portion of people on Twitter arguing that what he did is perfectly justified and the kid may have had it coming because the kid impeded his ability to play the game properly. Like, it's crazy. Twitter is the most wild fucking place I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. There are other people arguing like, you can't say he's a bad father, you're only seeing a 40-second clip. He could be one of the world's best fathers who just had a slip-up. You stupid shit stain. This isn't a slip-up. A slip-up was when you accidentally say damn or shit around a child. Not, oh, my controller died. Time to go scream in the face of a baby. That's not a fucking slip-up. It makes you a psychopath and a terrible father. You can absolutely say, this man is a horrible father based on this clip and this clip alone. This is abuse. It's not just a mistake. He is abusive, and he broadcast it. I can absolutely say that with a high degree of confidence because it is right fucking there. I don't know why people are victim blaming an actual baby. It's so Twitter-like. I mean, it's so in line with Twitter, it's impressive. No matter how dumb the fucking take you can think of is, you will find it on Twitter and find people that wholeheartedly believe it. Twitter is just, it's crazy. What a crazy cesspool of degenerate scum. Fucking nuts. A mistake! Oh no, don't get mad at this father, he just made a mistake in a heated gamer moment. So fucking stupid. What's next? Gonna start excusing people for beating their wives? Ah, he lost his Madden game. It only makes sense that he went and put his hands on his wife. It's Twitter, just, there's no end to how low they'll stoop with the dumbest fucking takes imaginable. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it was really, really frustrating. It made me extremely mad to see. And I do hope the story with the wife kicking him out of the house is true, and really happy to see the quick action Twitch took in banning him, so that's also very good, and yeah, really, that's about it. So yeah. This is a bit of an older story I want to cover today, but it's one that I still think of from time to time because of its absurdity. It's vintage. 2021, which in internet years is prehistoric, basically. It's fallen out of everyone's consciousness, and I need to do my due diligence to put it back, because man oh man is it a weird one. So let's dive in. It all started in early 2021 when a young teenage girl started to receive really mean text messages from an anonymous troll, and she was getting cyberbullied through these messages for quite some time. Her boyfriend then started to get the same messages. They were extremely personal, they were extremely nasty, constantly telling her to kill herself, this and that. And the mother got really upset at this because obviously, who wouldn't? Her daughter is being harassed by some weirdo degenerate. As I imagine any good caring parent would do, they see this kind of behavior and they start rolling up their sleeves, giving them one of these, why I oughta when I find who's behind this. So she starts to launch an investigation and work collaboratively with authorities to find the culprit. Who's behind this? Could this be the work of the infamous hacker known as 4chan? And they went on a hunt to track this person down because it didn't stop, and it was tons of messages, hundreds of messages, over a year's worth of harassment and 349 pages worth of DMs with this shit. And eventually the FBI got involved in this case to figure out who's doing this because it was so personal and so targeted and mean that they really wanted to figure it out. And this is all attacking a minor, too. So it was like stalking a minor, just harassing, unrelenting. And eventually the investigation concludes that it was the mother that was sending these text messages. She was running it all through a VPN to try and avoid being tracked down. So she had a real nefarious scheme here where she would just keep telling her daughter to kill herself and insulting her and the boyfriend. There was even this subplot that arose where she started to blame another classmate that could have been behind it. So she started to try and frame another child for this. It was fucking wild. And keep in mind, the mother was the one working so closely with the authorities to, I guess, throw them off of her trail. So this whole thing was kind of like that SpongeBob meme where it's like Maniac on the loose and he's on the walkie-talkie with the Maniac poster behind him with his face on it. That was this case in real life.
7, the Isabella County mom who catfished her own daughter for almost 2 years is going to prison. Kendra Lakari was arrested in December for stalking her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend.
Now, I didn't mention a moment ago, but I will now, that it was more than just sending those really nasty messages. Apparently, Kendra Lakari would even send her daughter doctored photos of herself. I guess, like, with really mean shit on it. It didn't go into detail, but I read one of the reports that it was more than just text. She would send photos, too. So I'm guessing she would like Photoshop shit with her daughter in there to like bully her further off of it. It's so baffling.
For nearly 2 years, she sent hundreds of harassing and obscene messages and pictures to the teens every day. It wasn't until the mother of the boyfriend and Lakari herself went to police for help. That's when they discovered Lakari was the one sending the messages. Police also found she tried to frame a third teen as the one sending those messages. Today in court, she was sentenced to up to 5 years in prison.
So she'll spend at least 19 months in prison for all of this. And what's even wilder is that there's still no explanation for why. What was her motive? Why would she do this? This is some huge fucking hater energy. She's waking up real early in the morning to have extra time to hate her own daughter. She would send up to 12 text messages a day, every day, all just shitting on her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. It doesn't seem like there's anything to gain out of this except for making your daughter scared and miserable and potentially traumatizing her, because her daughter is a very young teenager during all of this. So I can't imagine what her motivation was, and she's never explained or elaborated on what the plan was. So I've seen speculation that people thought this was maybe another like Munchausen by proxy situation. If anyone is familiar with like the Gypsy Rose case, you're probably familiar with that term. But I don't know if that would necessarily even apply here. I really don't know. Maybe it is the mom trying to like isolate the daughter somehow by making her afraid of all of her classmates, or maybe trying to push the boyfriend out of her life. The whole thing is just a giant fucking question mark of why would anyone ever do this? And she did this every day for over a year. This was part of her morning routine. Get a nice cup of joe and shit on your daughter. Why? Maybe a power thing? Like maybe she was bullied in high school, so now she's trying to, you know, do the same to like take that back. She's like passing the torch to herself to be the bully now. I don't get it. No one really does. And she has not said why. At least not from what I've found. All you can find is speculation and theories on what the motive could possibly be.
Isabella County Prosecutor David Barbary said this is one of the most confusing and complicated cases he has had to deal with. Not only from the case itself, Kendra Lakari harassing and catfishing her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend for more than a year, but also when it came to sentencing. When it comes to sentencing, they hope to let the victims have a say. But the two victims here, Lakari's daughter, she's hoping for leniency. She didn't want to feel responsible for putting her mom in prison. The other victim, her boyfriend, their family wanted the book thrown at Lakari.
That's another super fucked up component to all of this, because not only was the daughter the victim of this relentless harassment campaign from her own mother, but now her mother is going to be going away to prison because of all of it. So now she's going to be growing up without her mom around for quite some time. It's just a really sad situation. I don't know why the mom did this, and also why she refuses to elaborate on what she was fucking thinking. She openly admitted to all of it, and she apologized saying she doesn't want to hurt anybody else, but she still has never said why she did it in the first place and continued doing it for so long. It just, I don't understand. Maybe she was like, you know, beta testing her shit talk for her League of Legends solo queue games, so she'd like use her daughter as a guinea pig. Like, let's see how my daughter reacts when I tell her this. Not enough tears. I'm gonna have to go harder. I need to make sure that all the dog shit players in my lobby feel really bad. I need to make sure my trash talk is S tier. But anyway, she pled guilty to 2 counts of stalking a minor, and she's going to prison for some time now. And it's just a really weird situation, obviously, but it merely makes you think. Your biggest hater, who exactly are they? It could be anyone. And don't give me any of that mumbo-jumbo baloney about how everyone loves you, you don't have haters. You do. I'll hit you with the cold water. Even if there was a perfect person that existed, they would have haters because they are perfect. They would hate them for that. So no matter what, I promise you there are people that don't like you. And who are they? This story makes you think, makes you sit back and go, it really could be anyone. What if the person that's replying to all of your tweets saying awful things like, you're so short, why'd you end up so short, dummy, stupid face, greasy little goblin man? What if that person is actually my own mother. Or father. What if they're both in on it? What if they both have alt accounts where they're constantly spamming my shit, pointing out every insecurity that I could possibly ever have? Could be. You never know, as is clear here. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. Alright everybody, stand back. I've got my whining diaper on, and I'm about to have an accident. I have a huge pet peeve I've talked about a lot on this channel, and that's parents that expect the internet to raise their kids for them, and then getting outraged when the internet doesn't raise them the way they want to, or if their kid finds something that they didn't approve of, even though they were completely absent in the child's life and just leaving them unsupervised to wander the World Wide Web cyberspace by themselves. There are a few things that make me as upset as when these parents all start having this temper tantrum like, why isn't YouTube doing more to protect our children from seeing videos with bad words in it? My kid just watched something where a guy said fuck while playing Roblox. This has gotta stop. And it's like the solution is super simple, just be a fucking parent. Don't just give them an iPad and walk away and consider your job as a parent done. It's always just extremely frustrating, but today I was reading some things that really grew my pet peeve to a broader scale. It started slapping new things together on top of it like a Megazord and Power Rangers coming together. So I think overall my huge issue here is just bad parents. So there's a lot of commotion and hubbub on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, the usual suspects, about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 being way too violent, dark, and disturbing for the PG-13 rating, saying they pushed it too far. And it also apparently has the MCU's first fuck, which I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was in the movie. There's a scene where Chris Pratt, with his potty mouth, says some foul language, dropping the F-bomb. But I didn't know that was the first time in MCU history, so they all collectively lost their goddamn minds about it. Just all this steam coming out of their ears and making these super heated and emotional cringe TikToks about the situation, saying that it's evil and this should have been an R-rated film. It really pushed the PG-13 rating way too far. And they started issuing these PSAs and warning like, don't bring children to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's too much for them. It's gonna scar them and traumatize them for life. It's almost like they were doing some kind of like air raid siren, like making sure all the neighborhood knew, like, hey, watch out, there's a dangerous person over there, we gotta avoid him at all costs. Like, they were going hog wild with it. And speaking of going hog wild, I recommend going hog wild with today's sponsor, Opera GX. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX is the best browser in the entire world. I've said that a million times now. I made the switch from Chrome to Opera a few years ago and I've never looked back. It is just far superior. It doesn't, hog all your resources. I have my own mod in Opera GX which changes the wallpaper, and it also comes with its own custom theme and sounds, so when you hover over things like the speed dial, it'll change the sound, which you can toggle on or off if you want to. But it also has opening and closing sounds associated with it. Baby! So yeah, it's just a wild and wacky fun thing. There's a huge selection of mods for Opera GX at the Opera GX store. Plus, you can also get all of my latest uploads in the GX Corner, which is available through the dedicated link. It's also a seamless transition from your current browser to Opera GX with the quick import feature. It'll take all of your settings, your browser history, cookies, all of that, and bring it right over to Opera without any headache, and as well as extensions, because Google Chrome extensions are compatible with Opera GX, and Opera GX has its own extension store as well. So it's all just a very easy thing to switch to, and is absolutely worth making the switch because Opera GX is the far superior browsing experience. If you're interested in getting started with Opera GX for free, click the link in the description below. Now, I understand the MCU's Weenie Hut Jr. mode, and they all carry PG-13 ratings, but that's meant nothing. It's really been completely meaningless, more meaningless than the WinRAR free trial warning. So, I understand kids have been watching the MCU. In fact, most of those movies lean into that demographic, like trying to cater to actual children. The ones that are in the theater clutching their action figure in suspense, watching, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. All of these films have been suitable for, actual 6-year-olds. I get that. But they do still have a PG-13 rating, meaning that they don't recommend children under the age of 13 see them because it might be inappropriate for them. So you can't exactly be upset and shaking your fist when one does roll around that is actually probably not suitable for kids under 13, like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Someone made a really great meme summing this up because it's embarrassing even talking about it this way because the movie's not that fucking intense. You're not going to go in there and leave with PTSD. I can't find the tweet, but it's the SpongeBob roller coaster meme here, and it was like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 PG-13 debate summed up. And it's obviously just poking fun at the people that are freaking out about the movie being super intense, even though in reality, it's not. Like, yes, it is darker, and it is like a more edgier MCU movie. Like, it does deal with heavy themes like animal abuse, which is, you know, definitely a first for the MCU. It's the first fuck in the first ASPCA commercial, really. And it also, of course, does have a bit of gore. There's a scene where a guy gets literally vaporized, and then they show, like, his corpse that's still charred, and, like, pieces of him are falling off. And the dude's face does get mauled, like, his whole face gets peeled off in an animal attack. So they do show that, like, his bloody, disfigured face. But, you know, aside from that, it's really, it's not something that I think anyone that's 13 and above is going to be, like, gasping and puking their brains out at. It didn't do anything that, like, pushed the PG-13 boundary. It played by all of the rules in there, it used its one fuck, and it used it pretty well, and it only had a couple of scenes where it's like, that's kind of dark. It wasn't anything that was, like, crazy over the top. All of this is just such worthless controversy over nothing. Just more things to get mad about for no fucking reason other than you're a bad parent who didn't take any level of responsibility here. It's the same energy as when a parent gets mad that they bought their kid an M-rated game and it's a little too bloody or it has some heavier themes that their child wasn't ready for. Your fault for buying them the M-rated game. Pay attention to the ratings because they are there for a reason. It's just super weird with modern parenting, and this is getting off on a bit of a tangent. I apologize for that, but it's related. You know, this isn't just coming out of fucking nowhere here. We're not fighting ghosts or anything. It's on topic. The parents will just sit their kids down in front of the iPad, just let them use the internet, and just have them be raised that way, or give them like some general entertainment franchises and have them raise their kid as well, like teach them the morals, and the parents are very hands-off, but then still feel like they have the right to complain when it wasn't done the exact way they wanted to, or if something went awry and the kid, you know, saw a video online that wasn't appropriate for them. It is, again, your fault. You did that. But now parents don't want to really raise their kids, so they're asking like the government to step in and like censor shit on the internet that they feel is dangerous to kids for if they see it. And it's like, well, why do you want the government to come do that for you? Just be a parent, make sure the kid doesn't see anything they're not supposed to. You're supposed to be there monitoring your fucking toddler. So why are you asking Big Daddy, Big Brother Eye in the Sky to come in, micromanage everything in the world in order to cater to your kid and your lack of parenting? Like, just be more present in their life in order to make sure that they're not just scrolling through TikTok mindlessly for 12 hours a day, rotting their fucking brain and ruining their attention span. I don't, like, it just makes me upset that the first thing that happens in a case, and not so much with Guardians of the Galaxy, this is more about like the general internet. The first thing that happens is the parents get upset, like, oh, my kid was looking for tutorials on YouTube and a bad actor popped up, so now I'm suing YouTube and demanding censorship on the platform because what if another child sees this? Well, it's like, why not just be there when your kid's on the internet, so that way when you recognize that there's a video that isn't appropriate, is in the algorithm, you can make sure they don't click on it. That's the whole point of being a parent with a toddler that you are raising. You're supposed to be raising them, not having the internet do it for you. And I just don't like how the first line of defense is always to start complaining to like a higher authority to change something in order to cater to your bad parenting and lack thereof parenting. It's always so fucking frustrating. And it also happens a lot with video games with like M ratings. Like, why is this game M? It should be adults only. I bought this for my 7-year-old and it's way too bloody. What the fuck is this? This should be only adults. War crimes? Oh my god. Adults only. I beg of you. Please. Do something about the madness. I don't know. I just needed to whine now too. Now I'm crying like one of their toddlers here who just saw a Finger Family video that went off the rails. It's just something that this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 debate has once again sparked a rage inside of me with, because I just wish parents would stop delegating that responsibility. The most important job of a parent is to raise a kid, and I wish they'd stop giving that to complete fucking strangers on the internet, or just the general expectation that everything and everyone in the world has to cater to them and the safety of their child when they don't feel like being there for them. So everything's got to be squeaky clean and sterilized with the bumpers and water wingies on it. So that way it can be completely safe in case a kid happens to see all the content. when really all of the issues get solved if the parent just does a good job parenting, or even attempts to be a parent and present. Like, I just hate that everything has the expectation that it has to be child friendly, when there is things that are just not made for kids. And in this case, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 13 is not made for actual children this time around, which I also think is a first in the MCU. This is definitely one that is more for, like, teenagers and above. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya. Hey, I'm home, back from the little Christmas vacation that I took to a basement up north, a basement that I wanted to be in, and I came home and thought, what better way to celebrate the holidays, quite like hopping on TikTok and watching some TikTok moms do goofy dances while their children die in front of them at the hospital. Yeah, it's not an exaggeration. It's become a little bit of a trend this holiday season for these narcissistic TikTok moms that are terminally addicted to posting cringe on TikTok to go to the hospital where their children are struggling to survive and do dances on top of them. Like, or not on top of them, they're not like literally dancing on their fucking corpse or anything, but do dances next to them. So it's a video of these TikTok moms with their sick child, and they're just doing these fucking whipping and nay-naying, hitting the fucking stanky leg and shit, while their kids are dying. Now, admittedly, that last part's a bit of an exaggeration. Not every single one of these videos is the kid in a life or death situation, but all of them are sick because they're in the hospital at the ICU. And the moms all use this as a way of getting some updates on the platform. And they always say, like, a mother's love for their child is the strongest, most powerful thing in the world. That's a fucking lie. A mother's love for TikTok likes is significantly stronger, and I'm only going to show you one of the videos from this trend, the biggest one by far, and as always, don't go harass the person or any shit like that. Now what you just witnessed was the patient zero of this trend. This is the one that really kicked it all off. Now, I'm no epidemiologist, so I can't really plot it super well, but from everything I can see, this was one of the first and definitely the biggest in this trend. So this is a mom that's busting it wide open, hitting the Gangnam Style while her infant is diagnosed with RSV and struggling to breathe on their own. RSV stands for respiratory something virus. I can't remember the S. Respiratory selfish mom virus. I don't remember. But oftentimes it's not fatal. It's something that does occur pretty frequently from what I remember. Now that's not to say that it's trivial, because it can be fatal. So it's not exactly a diagnosis that you'd hear and start wiggling your finger and celebrating. Oh, my kid's got a respiratory virus? Oh, hot dog! The first instinct of any mother shouldn't be to fire up the camera for TikTok clout to capitalize off the situation, but it's become so poisonous to people's mental health that they feel everything is a prop. I really feel like a lot of the parents on TikToks use their kids as props for their own narcissism, so that way they can get likes out of it or get some pats on the back like, oh, great parenting, you're doing wonderful. It's really sickening, honestly. I just think so many people have been brainwashed by the fucking stupidity on the platform that they think something like this is okay or normal. It's just been so ingrained in their DNA at this point. We care more about TikTok likes than, like, the health of our own family, it seems. Because there are people that defend it like, this is a coping mechanism. In fact, this is really good for the infant because they'll see the mother's positive vibes, she's dancing, you know, it's nothing serious. And while there is some merit to that, you know, keeping a positive attitude in a bad situation, you don't need to fire up TikTok for it. How does that help the kid? Is the kid going to get the revenue from that? Is he going to, you know, directly benefit from you making this all about yourself and your dance? Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense because it's not helping that kid. Keeping a positive attitude, great. And if you want to dance and maybe put a smile on their face, wonderful. But she wasn't doing this for the kid. She was doing this for her audience. Now, overwhelmingly, the response to this was negative, even on TikTok. So she responded by taking down the video and apologizing for it, while also trying to justify it by saying we don't know what she was going through. But I still think under no circumstances is there justification for trying to get TikTok clout out of an awful situation like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I don't see how you could defend it, but anyway, she did take it down, and it started a trend though, regardless. Before it was taken down, there was a lot of these videos. I'm not going to share any of the other ones, but there is one that I want to talk about in particular. It was a lady who was doing, again, another goofy dance in front of their child who was in the ICU for some other respiratory illness. I think it was like some big asthma thing. I don't quite remember now. But her response when there was inevitable backlash was, fuck you guys, this is why people kill themselves. And the kill themselves was like caps locked. So she was blaming everyone else for getting mad at her. She just immediately starts playing the victim and blaming everyone else who was just calling out shitty narcissistic parenting and then trying to like guilt everyone like, this is why people killed themselves, it's your fault. She'd find a way to blame TikTok if she hit her kid with her own car. You know, it was baffling to see that kind of response when people were just pointing out that this was not okay. It's not bullying, it's not frowned upon to point out awful behavior from parents like this. If I had footage of my mom fucking Harlem shaking while I was in the hospital with something going wrong, I would be pissed. I would feel so disgusted. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this since I saw it this afternoon, and it's a pretty fucking gross trend, as is the norm on TikTok. That's about it. So yeah.